Good morning, everyone. I'm Melissa Thurlow. Thanks so much for joining us. We break in right now with some breaking news. The firefighter killed in yesterday's explosion in Searsmont has been identified. The chief medical examiner has identified the firefighter as 27-year-old Andrew Cross of the Morrill Fire Department. Now, State Fire Marshal Sean Essler releasing a statement just moments ago saying, quote, "Our deepest sympathies, thoughts, and prayers are with the firefighter's family, loved ones, and colleagues during this devastating time." Now, Maine State Police will assist with the honorable transfer this morning from the medical examiner's office at 34 Hospital Street in Augusta. That procession is going to travel along Route 3 to Respada's funeral home in Belfast. Now, further information on funeral arrangements and memorial service will be shared as more details become available. So again, the firefighter killed in yesterday's explosion has been identified as 27-year-old Morrill firefighter Andrew Cross. Now, we're also learning more this morning about the multiple people who were hurt and taken to hospitals across our state. We spoke with Paul Page. He's a lieutenant with the Belmont Fire Department. He says his wife, Belmont firefighter Catherine Page, was at the scene when the explosion happened yesterday morning. She's now recovering at Maine Medical Center in Portland. Catherine was named Firefighter of the Year last year. Paul tells us he was at his other job when the fire broke out. He's now asking the community to keep his wife in their thoughts, saying she has, quote, "a long recovery ahead." Officials say investigators are still working through notifications and confirming information about those injured. Officials say more details will be released on that when it is appropriate. As far as the cause and origin of the fire, that remains under investigation by the State Fire Marshal's office. Investigators say because of the complexity of the scene, the investigation is expected to take some time. And we're going to try and throw up some scene video for you. That is the scene that it looked like yesterday during the explosion, which broke out shortly after 10 o'clock. Multiple fire departments responding to that fire at one of the silos at Robbins Lumber on Main Street in Searsmont. The Searsmont Fire Department was the initial responding agency, mutual aid departments assisting in firefighting efforts. And of course, many of these departments are volunteer firefighters, so they most likely, a lot of them were at their day jobs when this fire broke out, many of them responding to the scene yesterday. I just want to name all of the departments that were assisted Searsmont. We have Albion, Appleton, Belmont, Camden, Freedom, Herman, Hope, Jackson, Lincolnville, Montville, Morrill, Northport, Palermo, Prospect, Searsmont, Searsport, Stockton Springs, Thorndike, Union, Unity, Waldo, Warren, West Frankfort, and Whitefield Fire Departments, along with the Maine Forest Service, Maine State Police, and the Maine Department of Environmental Protection, ATF, and OSHA, also responding to the scene yesterday. And again, a lot of those departments being volunteer fire departments, volunteer firefighters responding to that scene yesterday. And again, the cause still under investigation this morning. Officials say the investigation could take some time due to what transpired yesterday afternoon. And again, multiple individuals sustained injuries and were transported to hospitals throughout our state. Several are reported to be in serious and critical condition this morning. And again, one firefighter died at the scene. That is 27-year-old Andrew Cross of the Morrill Fire Department. And again, Maine State Police issuing their deepest sympathies with the friends and family of Andrew Cross, the Morrill firefighter who lost his life during the tragic events yesterday in Searsmont. And again, at 11 this morning, his remains will be transported from the medical examiner's office in Augusta to Reposta's funeral home in Belfast. Here is the exact route information. They are going to take a left off Route 3 onto Thompson Ridge Road in Searsmont, then a right onto Burroughs Road, then a right onto Route 131. Then they're going to take a left onto Robinson Schoolhouse Road, a right onto Poors Mill Road, and a right onto Waldo Avenue at the funeral home on the right. So that route information that they will take this morning, you can find that right now on the Maine State Police Facebook page. And again, they're asking folks if they would like to come out and pay their respects. So again, breaking news this morning, officials releasing the name of the firefighter who lost his life in this fire and explosion in Searsmont yesterday is 27-year-old Andrew Cross from the Morrill Fire Department. And we have a crew headed to the Morrill Fire Department right now. Our Grace Bradley and Josh Gabbard have been on scene all morning in Searsmont, and they are headed there. And we will have much more on that information as it becomes available. But again, just kind of want to go through the route one more time for you. At 11 this morning, his remains are going to be taken from Augusta to Belfast. So here's that route information. They are going to leave Route 3 onto Thompson Ridge Road in Searsmont, a right onto Burroughs Road, a right onto Route 131, then a left onto Robinson Schoolhouse Road, a right onto Poors Mill Road, and then a right onto Waldo Avenue at the funeral home on the right there. So again, all of that information can be found on the Maine State Police Facebook page. So again, the firefighter who was killed yesterday in the Searsmont explosion has been identified. The number of people, multiple people still recovering in the hospital with serious and critical injuries across multiple hospitals through our state. We are going to have more on their conditions as that becomes available. So again, we will provide you with more information on air and online as that becomes available. But for now, we're going to send you back to regular scheduled programming.